What's up, guys? We are back with another video,
Another day, another tip.
and I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. We want to create these as binge-worthy to help you basically create and grow your business just one business tip at a time, like everything that we've learned the past 7 years. So we're Dana and Joe with Dana Joe & Co., teaching photographers and creative entrepreneurs how to grow their business through marketing, all kinds of different business tips.
Yeah.
But today we're actually going to talk a little bit about pricing. And we don't want to get too much in depth, but we want to give you a quick way to determine how much you need to be charging in your collections. Like, I know
if your business is profitable.
Yeah, if you want a profitable business, because at the end of the day, right, you could be super busy and you could probably feel like, man, I just booked like 20 weddings at $1,500. I'm so excited. And at the end of the day, when you go to do your taxes, when 2020 rolls around, you realize, oh shoot, I ain't making any money.
I didn't make money.
Right? So we want you to not fall into that pitfall, right? Because really, in the beginning,
That was us.
you're trying. That was us, but you're also trying to grow your business. So you have a lot of expenses. Like you need new equipment, you need a computer, you need all this other stuff so that you can grow your business. But you need to be paying attention to your expenses. Like that is really key, because if you're not paying attention to your expenses, it's really easy to just go in debt and not be profitable. So we're going to give you a quick tip that you can literally do today if you're just like wondering, Joe, what should I be charging for my collection? Like, what is my target for this next year?
Yeah.
That way you have a good number in mind. So what you're going to do is you're going to sit down and you're going to look at your business and you're going to list out everything that is an expense for one wedding,
Yes.
right?
Everything.
So you're going to look at, okay, I do 2 meetings with this couple, and typically I'll spend $20 on gas. Boom. I give albums, and an average album costs this much. Boom. I like to give a gift. This gift costs this much. Boom.
Mhm.
I like to, I have
Gallery.
CRM, right?
Yeah.
Or we use Shootproof. Shootproof costs this much per year, right? Boom, there's a cost there. I use QuickBooks for accounting. Boom, it costs me that much, right? So you're going to do every single expense.
List it all out. And if it's a yearly one, I normally just break it up into like 12 months, and that's what it costs for the month. So.
Yeah. So if you're like, oh, I got Shootproof and it cost me $300, then you would basically divide it by the number of weddings that you do.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So
So then,
if you're shooting more than 12 a year,
yeah. So we're going to teach you how many weddings you want to shoot for. So
Yeah.
think about all your business expenses. Just write them out on an Excel sheet. Just think of every tiny little thing, right? You'll be surprised because this adds up quick. And the next thing you know, you're like, holy crap, I didn't realize. Because I remember the first time doing this, I was like, oh, wow. That's where we put a lot of money and time into this.
1127. I'll never forget that number.
Yeah.
We can never go under 1127, or we weren't making any money.
Yeah. So our cost per wedding was literally $1,100
No,
$1,127. So we knew
Yeah.
that every wedding that we shot, $1,127 was going towards business expenses,
Mm-hmm.
right? So,
And what we got paid, like that was part of it. Like I paid us $300 no matter what per wedding.
Yeah.
Because by that point we were getting paid. So.
Yeah. So what you're going to do is you're going to list out all those expenses, and then at the bottom you're going to have a total number, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what you're going to do is now you're going to say, all right, I want to make, let's say this is your first or second year of business. This year I want to make $30,000, and I want to put $30,000 into my bank account, right? So you're going to take $30,000, right? And then you're going to basically say, okay, I want to shoot this number of weddings this year, right? So I want to shoot 10 weddings. And I know that for every wedding, right? So 10 weddings, it costs me
XYZ.
$500 in business expenses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you know that you want to shoot 10 weddings and it costs you $500 per wedding in expenses,
That's
10 times 5
Is
is $5,000. So you're going to take that $5,000, stick with me,
Yep.
$5,000, and you're going to add it to that $30,000 that you want to make, right? So now you got $35,000 total. Guys, this is rough numbers, but it's going to give you a starting point. Now you're going to do $35,000 divided by 10 weddings, and you need to be charging $3,500 per wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're like,
That's a lot.
I can't charge $3,500 per wedding. So guess what your alternative is?
Shoot more weddings.
Shoot more weddings. So let's say we book 25 weddings. So we'll take 35,000 and divide it by 25.
No, because 25 times 500, they're expenses. So plus 30,000.
Oh, you're right. Yep.
So now you need to bring in 42,500
Yes.
to cover those expenses. So divided by 20 weddings. Now it looks more like charging each wedding $2,125.
Yeah. So I missed that step. So remember, you're like, okay, yeah, it cost me this much in expenses per wedding, right? So if you say, so if it was $500 per wedding and you had 10 weddings, that's $5,000. But what if you doubled that, right? So it would be 20 weddings times that 500, right? So now it's $10,000. So you do 10,000 plus 30,000, right? So that's $40,000 that you have to make. But remember, you're shooting more weddings. So 40,000 divided by 20, I think comes up with $2,000.
Yeah.
So now you have to charge $2,000,
Yeah.
right? That is way more palatable.
And we'll put this like in a
Then
little sheet.
3,500,
We'll explain
right?
it and we'll add it below.
So if you need to, that's the beautiful thing about videos. You can always hit pause and go back, right?
Yeah.
So a quick recap. Think about all your business expenses for
Add 'em up.
one wedding. One wedding, because that's your cost for doing one wedding.
Yeah.
And then you're going to multiply that number by the total number of weddings that you want to photograph. And then whatever that number is, you're going to add it to what you want to, no kidding, make for that year. Right? And then you're going to divide that by the number of weddings that you want to photograph. Now, if that number's high and you're just like, I'm not at $3,500 price point, then we're going to go back and you're going to redo that math, but you're going to multiply it by the number of weddings that you're going to photograph. In this case, we just doubled it.
Yeah.
And you saw it went from like $3,100 down to $2,000.
Yeah.
And if that's your price range, then you know, boom, I got 20 weddings
Right there.
to make $30,000 this next year, right?
Yeah. And if you obviously charge more than $2,000, then it's just more money in the bank.
Now, this is rough math, right? Because I want you guys to be in the mindset of like, okay, where's my starting price? Like, where's my target price? That's what I want you guys to figure out today.
Yeah.
Because remember, there's also taxes, right? There's all that other stuff. But I just want you guys to have a starting number. So when you're talking to clients and you're like, I only want to, can I do like $1,000 package? Like, you know in your mind, like, if I give them $1,000 package, but I need a $2,000 wedding, you're going to have to shoot another wedding to make up for that.
You're basically shooting it for free.
Right. So you're going to either want to book them for more, or you're going to want to move on and find another client who's going to book you in that premium price range.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's great. It's a good starting point. But is your business profitable? Know your expenses. Point blank, bottom line.
Yeah. Because if you don't know this number, right, and you sit down and look at it, and you're like, oh, crap, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And your expenses are higher than what you're charging for a wedding, at the end of the year, you are going to be broke, right? You are not going to be making money. So that is a quick way to do it, right? So once you have that number and you're like, if that number's below what you're charging for a wedding, then you know, like, something needs to change, right? You need to up your prices, or you need to change the amount of weddings that you're photographing.
Or you need to look at your expenses.
Yeah. Or reduce your expenses, right? But this is really important to be a successful business, because if you don't know your numbers, then at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many weddings you photograph, right? Then if you're not making money, you're not going to live, you're not going to be in business.
So, there you go.
So if you got questions, or if that was confusing, just reach out in the comments. What I'm going to do is I would actually like to put a link in the description with a little just graphic. So you can actually click that and maybe it'll trigger it and make more sense.
Yeah.
This is super basic, very broad, but it gives you a starting point. So I'm going to challenge you today. Sit down, do your numbers. It should take no more than 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then make your adjustments and then go after your goal, guys.
Can't wait to see what you do.
And if you're not already, come join us in the Booking Lab. Just look us up on Facebook or find the link in the description. Give us a like on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah.
We look forward to seeing you guys around. Keep rocking your business. You guys rule.
Bye, guys.
Outro dance.